Julia felt like a fraud. But what could she say? That her husband beat her? That the man who preached about Christ's love for the church treated her like she was worthless? Who would believe her? Pastor Edmond was beloved. He was generous. He paid school fees for orphans. He visited the sick. He prayed for hours. People traveled from other states to attend his services. And Julia had painted such a perfect picture. On social media, she posted photos of them, smiling together with captions about being blessed. At church events, she held his hand and laughed at his jokes. In interviews, she spoke about their strong marriage and how God had brought them together. She had created a lie so complete that the truth seemed impossible. She thought about leaving many times. But where would she go? Her parents had died when she was young. Her older brother lived in Lagos with his own family. She had no job, no money of her own. Edmond controlled everything. He gave her allowance for groceries and the children's needs, but she had to account for every naira. When she once suggested getting a job, he became so angry he threw a chair across the room. He said a pastor's wife should focus on ministry, not money. The children were her biggest concern. Chidera was 10 and Onyeka was 8. They were good children, quiet and well-behaved. Too quiet sometimes. Julia worried about what they were learning from watching their father. She tried to shield them from the worst moments, but it was impossible. They had seen things children should never see. The beatings became more frequent. Edmond's anger seemed to grow with the church. As Grace Fountain Ministries expanded and more people joined, the pressure on him increased. And he took that pressure out on Julia. She tried everything to make it stop. She prayed more, she fasted, she served him better, she kept the house cleaner. She never complained, she never questioned him, but nothing worked. The violence had become part of their marriage, as regular as Sunday service. Julia sometimes wondered if other pastors' wives went through the same thing. She looked at them during ministerial conferences, searching for signs, but they all seemed happy, confident, put together. She felt alone with her secret, carrying it like a heavy stone in her chest. One Thursday evening, Julia was preparing dinner when Edmond came home early. She could tell immediately that something was wrong. His face was dark and his movements were aggressive. He went straight to their bedroom without greeting her. Julia's hands shook as she stirred the soup. When she called him for dinner, he came to the table but didn't eat. He just stared at her with cold eyes. Julia's heart pounded. She tried to eat, but the food stuck in her throat. The children ate quickly and quietly, sensing danger. After the children went to their rooms, Edmond spoke. He had seen a message on her phone from her friend Blessing. Blessing had asked if Julia was okay because she looked tired at church. Edmond was convinced this meant Julia had been telling Blessing about their private life. Julia tried to explain that she had never told anyone anything, but Edmond didn't listen. He grabbed her by the neck and pushed her against the refrigerator. He squeezed her throat while he spoke, his face close to hers. He told her that if she ever disgraced him by exposing their family matters, he would kill her. Julia couldn't breathe. She clawed at his hands, but he was too strong. Her vision started to blur. She could hear her children crying and banging on their bedroom door. Edmond finally let go and Julia collapsed on the floor, gasping and coughing. He walked out of the house. Julia lay on the kitchen floor for a long time. When she finally stood up, her neck was bruised and her throat felt crushed. She looked in the mirror and saw the marks of his fingers on her skin. That night, Julia realized she was going to die if she stayed. Not someday in the distant future. Soon, maybe next week, maybe tomorrow. Edmond's violence had escalated to the point where he could kill her, and then what would happen to her children? They would be left with a father who hurt people, who justified abuse, who lived a double life.